Have you ever experienced sudden intense emotions? There may be sudden outbursts of anger, persistent sadness, or stress. Stress and worry can leave us feeling disoriented in the chaos of life. We're slowly losing control of our lives, but imagine a time when you could keep your cool and steady through every struggle, no matter how big or small. Remember, this is not a crazy idea. It is completely doable through simple yet effective methods. Strong habits, also known as Stoic philosophy, are an ancient concept that still holds relevance today. They are like a guide light in our modern lives. They show us how to rediscover our inner peace in the midst of constant chaos. In this video, I will demonstrate 10 daily habits that I have adopted. The wise words of Stoic philosophy can help you gradually regain control. Let's explore these habits throughout your life so that each day you can feel less like an emotional weakling and more like a master of your own experiences. Maintaining a calm heart and a clear head is crucial, as this journey is not easy. Each step you take will help you become the best version of yourself. Are you ready to face the task and find your true strength? How about you? Have you ever felt like you were the boss? We found ourselves engulfed in a tempest of fury, anxiety, and melancholy, akin to the waves lapping against the shore, pushing hard against your heart, leaving you tired. And what if I told you that right in the middle of that storm, you could find peace as calm as a quiet lake? Temple mindfulness leads to inner peace from chaos. Tranquility is the road that lets you handle your feelings instead of what Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher, wrote in Meditation. You are in charge of your thoughts, not outside events. Know this. If you want to be strong, you shouldn't try to control everything. Being aware of your thoughts helps you control them, which in turn allows you to take a moment to breathe deeply and focus more on the present moment. It's like realizing while standing in the middle of a wild field that even when there are many dark clouds, the sky remains blue. A young man is sitting in an office during an important meeting when suddenly his boss corrects him in front of the whole team for both the mistakes he made and the things he did. He made a mistake which caused him pain and anger. He felt like he had a knot in his chest. He is ready to explode, wanting to stand up and fight. He held his honor strongly, but instead of responding immediately, he quietly takes a deep breath and feels the air entering and exiting his lungs. He concentrates on each breath, understanding that his anger is merely an emotion. He saw a passing cloud in his inner sky after a short but enough time to get his bearings. He stays cool and decides not to let his anger control what he does. He should respond in a calm and collected manner, making the appropriate points without raising his voice and letting his anger take over his thoughts, which leads to not only keeping the admiration of his co-workers, but also surprising his boss with his mindfulness or calm and clarity, which helped him see that his anger was wrong. Was only a short-term reaction that wasn't worth putting in his. At that point, he managed his professionalism and image well. Can we manage his feelings instead of allowing them to control him? Let our feelings go like the wind while we stay. Constant awareness is the skill that lets us take charge of our lives. Journey of the heart, no matter how rough the sea, ranks second on the mental log. Have you ever thought about why your feelings often come up so suddenly and strongly that they make them? It would be difficult to control what would happen if you took the time to truly hear and understand yourself, the cause of your sadness, anger, or stress, which is why keeping an emotional journal has become an important habit for people who follow the quiet way of life. Philosophers say that writing down our thoughts helps us understand a lot of our pain. Doesn't come from what happens around us, but from what we think about and how did you feel about those events. An emotional journal is not just writing down your thoughts. It is a trip of self-exploration that can help you become more aware of how you normally respond and picture yourself having a miserable day. Every day at work, you must deal with feedback from co-workers, your boss, and your own feelings that everything is against you instead of giving in to these bad feelings. Taking the time to write down your thoughts can help you sort your first feelings from your real ones. Responses. This is how writing in a book can help you let go and think about Marcus Aurelius, the famous and calm Roman emperor. The philosopher wrote in a diary to deal with life's tough challenges. I use it not just as a document, but also as a method to reflect on my work, the meditations. I have deep thoughts about duty, respect, and getting through it. Under stress, he took time every night to look at his feelings and face his fears, the sadness and loneliness that came with being in charge of a huge empire. This practice helped him stay clear-headed and calm even in the dark. If writing in a journal could help a great ruler find peace, then surely we can too. We can use this method to better understand ourselves and take control of our lives. How we feel in our daily lives is a combination of stoicism and emotions. Combining spirituality with introspective thinking can be a helpful friend. We must navigate the uncertainties of life. It's more than just writing, it's an art form, discovering yourself, finding peace, and getting better in every step. So if a ruler like Marcus Aurelius could find peace in the middle of a huge, if writing in a journal relieves stress, would you do it daily to find balance? Your own heart. Please share your thoughts in the comments section and feel free to participate. Third conversation, purposely putting yourself in front of being uncomfortable means getting out of your comfort zone and facing your fears. Experiencing daily pain doesn't imply reckless risk-taking. Stoic thought is all about training your mind to be stronger when adverse things happen. That purposely going through pain helps us get ready for the life that may throw us challenges we didn't expect. Epictetus once said that problems are things that make a person who they are and are the challenging times they face. We can truly see who we are at our core by accepting the discomforts of daily life. Make our spirit stronger and more stable. Think of this as a profession. A player like Michael Jordan, who trains hard all the time and focuses on what would make him do that, he finds those drills very hard. He knows that he needs to learn more and push himself past his limits to be great, to deal with tiredness, pain, and mental pressure. This is how he got ready to handle the stress of big games. When every mistake could cost us a lot, are we ready to accept life's consequences? This idea goes beyond rigorous training. You can learn from pain and get stronger. It goes beyond sports and the work world and applies to everyday life, like a developer understands that he must endure sleepless nights to achieve success. Investors may turn you down and make painful mistakes instead of avoiding them. Trials are all important parts of his journey, and he accepts them all. Seeing a barrier as a chance to grow is a similar idea to the story of Jesus, who was in the desert for 40 days and nights and faced temptations, lack thereof. This wasn't just a test of his endurance, it was also a way to make him stronger. Spirit getting ready for the important task ahead of them. Facing pain is not about seeking pain just for the sake of it, but about freeing our minds from relying on short-term pleasures. So the question is, do you have the courage to step out of your comfort zone and intentionally face pain? Are you prepared to embrace discomfort as a means of personal growth? Comfort is the real teacher on the way to becoming better. Fourth, visualization. Have you ever thought about the challenges ahead, preparing for the worst that could occur? This isn't a pessimistic perspective, but rather the method used by Stoic thinkers to formulate their spirit to weather the storms of life, picturing problems that are known as, it's a good habit to think about the bad things that could happen in life before they do, but with careful planning for the problems that might come up. Imagine a doctor getting ready for a difficult surgery before he or she starts. During the process, he not only reviews the steps but also imagines the worst-case scenarios, tools breaking down, an unexpected patient, etc., by planning for these responses and unplanned problems. When faced with problems, the surgeon stays calm and makes quick, correct choices. When things go wrong, this mental preparation sets a skilled worker apart. This advice is not from someone who has done it before or isn't a climber. To prepare for climbing Mount Everest, he not only focuses on improving his physical fitness but also consider the worst-case scenarios such as unexpected snowstorms, oxygen shortages, or due to damaged tools. He envisions himself facing frigid nights in a blizzard without a place to stay. It develops backup plans in case real problems arise. When faced with challenges, he remains persistent and adept at making informed decisions to safeguard himself. He and his team take part in the battle. Comments: have you ever thought about how your response might be different if you imagine the problems you might face every day? Would you be more ready to deal with them? With courage and peace of mind, you can find the inner power to get through challenging times. If something ever made you pause, we'd love to hear about it. Number 5. Set every day. Imagine going through each day without a clear direction. Making daily goals is crucial because it's easy to become distracted and lose sight of your objectives. Is so important, especially for people who follow the Stoic worldview. Epictetus was one of the Stoics once said, "First, tell yourself what kind of person you want to be. Do what you need to do." Setting daily goals helps us stay on track, and it helps us remember what's important every day when we set a goal. This is a road that helps you gain self-control and peace of mind. Serena Williams is a skilled athlete who does this. Even at her peak performance, Williams often sets modest goals. Daily goals like getting better at each move and keeping up with her training. She doesn't just set goals for big events. She does it for every practice session and every swing. Serena has reached a lot of small goals that have led to big milestones. Weaknesses, getting through the hardest challenges, and making it an everyday habit. Setting goals isn't just a way to keep track of time, it's a sign of take care of your life. You must slowly lay each small goal like a brick. Each day builds a strong foundation for the future. This is how we move. We gradually and steadily approach the optimal version of ourselves. If you want to show resilience, set a small goal for yourself tomorrow. Observing how it can transform the way you perceive and experience each moment is fascinating. Discover the secret power of living each day with a purpose before we continue. The 6th habit is to express gratitude for your presence. During the middle part of this video trip, there are chances to learn and grow, and it's great to have you here with us to listen and think. I love this beautiful gift every minute because it helps us teach these important lessons. Please hit the like and share buttons on each share of this video to get even more people to see it. Learning from you is a small but important thing, just like the deep lessons. Embrace the benefits of Stoicism and remember habit number 6 awaits you. Let's continue exploring and savoring these timeless pieces in the next section. We appreciate your continued support. Support number 6, using small decisions to delve deep Stoic wisdom. I find immense inspiration in Epictetus's famous quote, "No great thing is, if you tell me that it's more than just a bunch of grapes or a fig." You want a fig? I tell you, it has to take time to bloom first, then bear fruit, then ripen. Each small choice is like a seed for the big changes that will happen. Events that will happen in the future, even small ones like deciding to start a day with a page of reading or ignoring a complaint that doesn't mean anything. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of constantly changing our minds and actions. This is why it's crucial to maintain awareness and make minor adjustments to every decision. The decisions we make affect whether we get better or fall into detrimental habits. For example, take the case of a person who posts on social media and often finds himself looking through. He might think that by making pointless posts he's just killing time, relax, but in reality those moments add up and drain focus's energy. He needs to be creative for his job, but if he changes his mind, those few every day, set aside a few minutes to read a book snippet, do a short workout, or write down as he thought about each new idea, he would find himself becoming more focused and creative. Repeatedly making these small choices leads to significant improvements in effectiveness. In the same way, Jesus stressed the value of small but important differences. His actions in his lessons demonstrate that someone who can be trusted with little can also be trusted with a lot. Being honest and right in small ways teaches us a lot about how to become better. This fits with the Stoic idea of being honest and committed to bigger issues. In general, you should make the small decisions because they set the stage for the big ones. Despite your accomplishments, have you ever considered the minor decisions you made? Could you change your life by making smarter decisions in those situations? Moments that don't seem important. Never dismiss the power of little things. They are the steps that lead you to life. You want to receive gratitude from number 7. There are days when we wake up in the middle of a busy life and feel I'm experiencing a sense of exhaustion and emptiness, fretting over errors and tension. It seems to put a lot of stress on our shoulders at times when we don't forget the best thing in life, thanks. But gratitude isn't something that only shows up when things are going well, is the power to value even when things are hard. In every little moment of Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said that a wise man who does mourns the things he doesn't have, but is happy about the things he does have. There are so many things to be thankful for in every breath, has a special power that helps us turn our weaknesses into strengths. When you're having a tough day, think about this. Instead of focusing on your mistakes, why not take a moment to close your eyes and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Being grateful is about changing how we live our lives. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Ibahi, see things as they really are, receive without pride, let go." He urges us to be thankful for everything, even things that seem they aren't finished, because they're part of the learning journey. Consider another real example. As an example from real life, think of an artist who works hard alone with no one else around. Despite people noticing his skills, he hasn't given up. He is grateful for the time he spent practicing, and for the times he failed. They are what made him successful. Being thankful is what helped him keep going, and success came not by chance, but because of your thanks. I turned every mistake into a life lesson. A lost chance can sometimes lead us to a new path. Have you found it? Have you ever expressed gratitude for something you didn't want? If you practice gratitude every day, it will lead you to something better. It gradually transforms our lives and perspectives. So what are you grateful for today? Do you miss the priceless presents that are right in front of you? This is the 8th week of your 8-week feedback process aimed at improving. Putting in place a weekly feedback process is essential for the best version of ourselves. Rather than relying on random improvements, an intentional feedback loop allows us to. Every week, we should reflect on our deeds and thoughts and make any necessary adjustments. Sophistical thought suggests that this lies at the core of personal development. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Don't waste time arguing, move forward." What does a good man look like? At the end of each week, we should ask ourselves, what morals did I follow this week? Did I stay away from anger, pride, and greed? The feedback process assists us in identifying the issues and devising solutions. But feedback doesn't just come from people who follow Stoic thought. Listening to feedback from those around us makes us more humble, just as important. In Matthew 7:3, Jesus asked, "Why do you look at the speck of don't worry about the plank in your eye when your brother is covered in sawdust?" tells us that we should think about what we're judging before we do it. Similarly, the feedback loop requires us to receive feedback, the mean ones from other people, to better understand ourselves, and a unique way to go about our daily lives. Life is to get feedback from people whose thoughts you don't usually listen to. This could be a coworker you don't know well, or even a barista at a coffee shop. If you practice this often, it can provide you with a fresh, objective perspective. Have you ever thought about it? You might discover something about yourself that you were previously unaware of. The words of a stranger, but it's not enough to just listen. You need to act on each. This week, ask yourself, what will I do differently next week to make things better? Self-reflection and making a promise to change are the most powerful tools I have. The purpose of a weekly feedback loop is not to fix our flaws. Not blaming yourself or having doubts is a way to keep going, just like a vine has to. Trim frequently to produce the sweet fruit number 9. Split your thoughts in half and picture yourself standing at a crossroads. One way leads you into a storm of anger, confusion, or worry. Anger and actions often happen at the same time. The opposite path leads to a destination, or a state of calm, reason, and control, where feelings are not. If you follow the Stoic theory, you have the freedom to choose. The second road, the one that helps you control your feelings instead of being ruled by them. Epictetus asserted that we cannot choose our external environment. Even though things happen, we can choose how to react in a world where events are out of our control, but we can choose our response. This is how you should handle any problem in life, from minor disagreements to everyday conflicts. Discuss the potential larger issues we may encounter if you decide to take action. Using your mind instead of your feelings not only helps you solve problems better, but also show respect, strength, and wisdom, which are the core ideals upheld by Stoic philosophy. But this knowledge goes further than even when Jesus was in the most pain, he didn't let his feelings get the best of him. Tell him what to do while he's on the cross instead of getting payback. Or he told his father, "Father, forgive them because they don't know what they are." This is a great example of emotional control, picking love over anger. From the point of view of a Stoic, this is the perfect example of the urge to anger. Self-control. Have you ever thought about what would happen if you chose to be calm? Instead of moving without thinking, when our emotions are high, we tend to fight instead of thinking. We make room for reason, patience, and understanding when our feelings get the best of us. Compassion. Top shows how this works in real life. When they were down, tennis stars like Roger Federer could easily give in to anger, but they choose silence and think carefully before speaking. This week, give yourself a challenge. Learn from your mistakes instead of striking out in anger. When life gets tough, it's important to separate feelings from actions. It may surprise you that each pause leads to the right answer. Making smarter decisions will help you stay calm and gain more understanding in every situation. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations that the closer a person gets to calm mind, the closer he gets to strength number 10 per day. Philosophy reading every day is more than just a way to get smarter. Understand the world and have a straight conversation with the great minds who existed before us. Reading philosophy every day isn't just a way to. Reading book pages is a strong mental habit that helps us get through This is a part of life that brings calm and knowledge to those who follow. Reading about Stoicism every day helps them believe in eternity. The individual values strength, self-control, and wisdom, and is constantly working with these. Thoughts help us stay calm when things get tough. Sometimes we apply theory rather than just learning it. Our every move and thought, just like a Christian does. We read the works of the Bible every day for guidance and to purify our spirits. Of Epictetus by Marcus Aurelius or Seneca, to keep our feelings in check and stay true to the philosophy isn't just dry, but that's the path we've taken. Theory. Imagine beginning your day with a page of theory instead of the intended to learn, but with the goal of practice. For example, when you're stressed at work or at home, you might ask yourself, am I acting like a Stoic? Am I keeping my feelings in check, like Marcus Aurelius? Jesus taught us to love our enemies and do good to those who hate us. Be kind to others, even when they disappoint you. In their writings, both Jesus and the Stoics stress the importance of self-control. We strive for two virtues, including kindness in all situations. To take charge of our lives with a new, modern model when you're having a hard time. Instead of responding to the situation during business talks, remember that you've been reading and thinking about the theory on an emotional level. Seneca asserted that a man who consistently generates new ideas is not necessarily wrong. A person is considered poor if they have insufficient resources but still desire more. Don't give up. Whether it's stress or greed, maintain your strength and remain prepared to assign yourself a daily task of writing a philosophical page. To make big changes in your life with all of its ups and downs, and given the constant changes in our environment, we must manage issues from both internal and external sources. However, it is at this very moment that we have the chance to train. We need to learn how to handle our feelings and become better people. You looked at 10 habits that aren't just daily routines but powerful tools. Lead your mind and shape it within the structure of calm and reason. Philosophy doesn't provide an easy solution, but it does assist in coping. Having trouble with serenity and resilience, remember being able to control your feelings. It doesn't mean to control them, it means to understand and master them. Being smarter, like Jesus taught us, means having more understanding and compassion. Bring the light of faith and philosophy into your life, making every task an opportunity to grow. So how will you choose to live? Will you surrender to your emotions, or will you persevere through the challenges? You always have the choice to be yourself with reason, courage, and kindness. Start today with small but powerful habits. If you liked the video, please click the like button. Say 1 to let us know, and if not, say 0, so we can make things better right away. Enhance the quality of the content, and remember to subscribe. The channel ensures you don't miss any videos about living a Stoic life and your own life. Remember, every decision you make shapes your future. Embrace the power of choice and take control of your destiny. Start by implementing positive habits that align with your values and goals. Your journey to personal growth starts now, so make the most of it.